It was February of 2024 when Balakrishna transitioned into Facebook ads for his business. In the last year, he had been working with listing services and agencies, but as the listing services started increasing the price based on pay per use, which means in addition to the platform fees, they started charging him per lead price. Bala figured out that in order to scale his business, he might just move on to Facebook ads. He had been hearing that Facebook ads are the final scalable option for all businesses. And he had a pretty good closing rates on the leads that he was getting from the listing agency. So in February of 2024, Balakrishna turned around to Facebook ads in order to close more deals, which ended up being his first big misconception. Stay till the end of the video while I talk about the three biggest mistakes you can make with Facebook ads and why you will lose money, or if you're losing money, what are the reasons. Anyway, let's get back to Bala. Now, when Balakrishna first started Facebook ads, he was running free leads, he was running free consultations, he was getting the leads, he would call them up, bring them onto a call. Some of the deals he was able to close on the phone itself, and it was working great. But after 2 to 3 months, when the election season started, the prices of Facebook ads started going up and Bala's profits disappeared. He waited it out, shut down his ads, and waited for the storm to pass. And then, once he started his ads back, he realized the closing rates were not quite as much as they were before the election season. But anyway, Bala was getting clients and he was able to keep the lights on and pay his bills, so he continued. Fast forward to IPL season, and suddenly the show up rate for Bala's consultations and webinars dropped so much that he was unable to sustain. He started feeling very weird that instead of 50 to 80 people that were coming to his webinar, now there were only 15 to 20 people coming to his webinar, and that really hurt him very much. So Bala got in touch with a freelancer agency and they said, hey, if you want higher show up rates, you got to charge money in the front end. And so Bala started charging 19, 29, 49 rupees at the front end in order to get highly qualified leads. Okay. This worked fine till about September, October. And then when the Diwali season started, when the festive season started and people's attention span decreased further, Bala realized that his Facebook ad budget, which he had been consistently increasing month on month, basically had come to a point where if the front end did not convert, Bala had taken on so much losses that the pressure on him converting people to his L2 at the end of his workshop was super high. This started affecting Bala's personal demeanor. The pressure started showing on his face, and with one or two bad workshops, Bala was out of the game. Now he had bills to pay and he didn't know where to get leads, and all of the other leads that were there in the system were either too old or had already seen his workshop and they would not convert. Does this sound like something that you have faced during the year 2024 with Facebook ads? If so, then I'd like to talk to you about what are the three big mistakes that you probably make with Facebook ads, and what is the one single reason why you should be running Facebook ads or any kind of ads for that matter. Before that, I'd like to go into different types of traffic that you have that you can get and how to utilize that traffic effectively. All right, let's go. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn over here to my whiteboard and I'm going to talk about the different sources of traffic that you can use at various stages of your business. What is the number one most important and only reason you should use paid traffic, and what are the three misconceptions and mistakes that you may be making, and that if you correct, then your conversion rates are going to be fine. All right, let's get started. So let me just see. Okay, am I all right? I'm just going to shut these lights so you can focus on the board. Now there are four sources of traffic that you can use to scale your business. I'm not talking about agencies, I'm not talking about freelancing websites, I'm not talking about listing services like Urban Company or Urban Professionals or anything like that. I'm talking about mass marketing and scaling your business. Once you've reached past the initial stage of testing out your offers, you've got a good product going on, and you've got great customer satisfaction, then it's time to scale your business. The four sources of traffic are, first of all, is social media. What is social media? You go to Instagram, you go to YouTube, you make some organic content. You utilize social media as a means of traffic rather than as a means of as a means of warming up your leads, as a means of nurturing. So you can use social media in two ways, which is use it for traffic and use it as a nurturing system. I'm talking about if you go to social media big time, run it for 3 to 6 months, whether it's Instagram or YouTube, and use it to get highly qualified traffic for your business. The second source is business ads. You could be doing YouTube ads or Facebook ads, which is my favorite mechanism. The third thing is other people's members. Apply to other people's podcasts, apply to other people to give guest lectures, and there you will get free viewership to other people's members, and you can have profit share deals and affiliate deals with the actual host who's putting you in front of their members. The fourth thing is content distribution systems. Content distribution systems. What are content distribution systems? These are websites like ezines.com. These are news portals. These are you could be medium.com, where they're actually looking for you to contribute some content, and they actually have a big shortage of people who can provide valuable content. So if you can add value in terms of your health knowledge, your make money knowledge, life coaching, whatever it is, then you can get a lot of free traffic, highly qualified traffic from these content distribution systems. The first mistake that people make is when they run business ads, for example, they run Facebook ads or YouTube ads, they assume that Facebook or YouTube is going to get them business. So they are running ads in order to get immediate business, and it works in the short term too. The way the algorithm work is when the very first time that you run ads, the algorithm is able to give you bottom of the funnel traffic, which means the algorithm understands who are the people ready to buy from you, and at a very small budget you will be able to get pretty good buyer leads. And like they say in the Facebook world, everybody is a hero on Facebook in month number 1. It's only in month number 2, month number 3 that reality starts showing up, once you start utilizing or running through, once you've exhausted your bottom of the funnel traffic. Okay. Now I'd like to correct your misconception over here, and reposition your understanding to what should be the number one and only reason, the only reason you run Facebook ads, or the only reason you use any of these forms of business scaling traffic is to get people, get eyeballs from these networks into your private network, which basically means you need to have a content system of your own where people can definitely see your business and run through your offers. But in addition to that, you should be providing a lot of value, because people, when they go onto the internet, they're looking for two things, which is entertainment, or they're looking for information. Okay, so when you provide content which is a blend of entertainment as well as information, you can provide that inside your own system and keep people hooked. The only reason you run paid ads, or the only reason you do guest posting, appear on somebody's podcast or something like that, is not to present your business, but to actually get these people to come into your system where you can market to them for life. That means you acquire the lead once. It may cost you a certain amount of effort, may cost you a certain amount of money, but you can market to this lead for life. All right. And how do you set up this system? Very simply, you've got social media, you've got business ads, you've got other people's media, other people's members, you've got content distribution systems. When you create content or when you provide some value over here, people come into your environment and you can market to them, or you can reach out to them multiple times during the week, multiple times during the month, through push media, which is a push list like email list. You could get them into your email list, you could get them into your WhatsApp list, you could get them into your SMS list, and through passive watch. What is passive watch? You can get them to follow your YouTube, you can get them to be a part of your Facebook group, so that whenever you create content on these channels, regardless of whether you're pushing the content directly to them or not, every time they open their cell phone or their computer, you're right there in front of them, because Facebook and YouTube are some of the most visited sites, which includes Instagram, some of the most visited sites in the world. All right, so people by default will go to their Instagram, people are going to go to their Facebook, people are going to go to their YouTube, and you catch them for passive viewing over there. So you got passive viewing, and then you got push list, which could be an email list, WhatsApp list, or SMS list. All right, this constitutes your ecosystem, and from there you can have a 3:1 ratio What's the ratio? Is 3:1 ratio, where you provide some entertainment, you provide some information, and about 1 in 3 pieces of content or 1 in 4 pieces of content, you can have people pushing onto your offer pages, you can have people pushing into your consultation, you can have people pushing into your webinar, and there close them. All right. So in Balakrishna's case, one of the biggest problems, biggest mistakes that he started making was he started paying extra for people to be qualified so that they can show up in his webinar, and it doesn't really matter. What's happening is that the biggest mistake that Bala made was he throttled the leads even before they came into his system. And he throttled the leads by introducing a paywall, 29 rupee paywall between the public media and his private ecosystem. And there is no point in doing that. A 19 rupees lead, a free webinar or a free consultation lead could cost you anywhere from 50 to 100 rupees per lead. And a 19 rupees lead will cost you probably 200 rupees. A 49 rupees lead will probably cost you 500 rupees. A 299 or a 199 rupee lead will cost you close to about 2000 rupees a lead. And what happens is the front end, you start making huge losses. You throttle down the traffic so you have no people to remarket to. And then at the end of the day, once they've seen your offer, it's a one touch and go. And if any of the 3 situations happen that I told you about in election season, the cost per lead goes up. In IPL season, people stop viewing your content because they're busy watching IPL. Any of these things happen. Festive season, people are busy celebrating. Nobody is looking at their cell phone so much. Any of these things happen. If you are over leveraged on your front end, you're going to get slaughtered. Okay. The only reason why people want to go for paid leads is because they have a lack of self-image. I'll just say that up front. If you have a lack of self-image and you feel like an affront if people don't show up to meet you in your webinar or your masterclass or whatever it is, then that's your psychological problem. And it is times like these in business where your psychological problems are going to be laid bare. It's a time to look deep into yourself and fix yourself at the root. It's a pretty good time. So if you've been facing these problems, it's a pretty good time to look inside yourself and figuring out why you made bad moves and what does it have to do with your own inner sense of self-worth. All right. Okay. It doesn't really matter what is the show up rate in a webinar or the show up rate in a consultation call, as long as you're getting the closes. It doesn't really matter, because people who truly need you, they are going to come and buy from you. Of course, there are going to be ups and downs during IPL season where people just don't want to pick up their phone and watch your stuff, or during festive season, they want to spend a lot of time with their friends and family. That's totally fine. However, if you do a dollar cost averaging, which means if you are able to go flat with your ad spend during these seasons, do not scale during this time, but keep it flat, over a period of time, you will be able to, with a lot of consistency, you'll be able to grow just like long-term investors grow in the stock market. All right. So that's it from my side. What are the 3 big mistakes that Bala made over here? The first big mistake he made was he throttled the leads at the front end just because he had a self-image problem, people not showing up to his webinar. The second big mistake he made was he was thinking that Facebook leads are there for me to sell to them. No, Facebook leads are not there for you to sell to them. Facebook leads are there for you to keep them hooked with your entertainment, and you can sell to them in a 3:1 ratio. That basically means what? You need to have pre-framing and post-framing content. That's point number 2 and point number 3. What is pre-framing content? People come into your consultation, click a button, and they are going to meet you, let us say tomorrow or day after. There is a 2-day gap. During those 2 days, you can keep adding entertainment and information to them using your Facebook group, using your YouTube, or even using push media like email, and keep them hooked to your ideas so that when they come to meet you, they are already pre-sold. The third problem that Bala had was after people had gone through his workshop once, there is no remarketing, which basically means people are not going to pay again and again to go through his 29 rupee workshop, and he has no other way to sell to them. So once people pay 29 bucks and they don't upgrade after that, you've pretty much lost the lead. So the next problem that Bala had was he was unable to remarket to these leads because there was too much friction in the game at the front end. Okay, you want to remove all the friction at the front end so people can keep again and again coming to you, meeting you, etc., etc. I've been running a free webinar for the last 4+ years, and usually I've seen that the majority of my buyers have watched my webinar anywhere from 2 to 3 times up till probably 8 times before they buy. All right, so it's a free webinar and people keep getting rotated. We have pre-framing content, we have post-framing content, and people really want to just make sure that they're working with the right person, and then that really helps me keep the boat stable. All right, definitely I am I am a victim to all of these things that happen. IPL season happens, festive season happens, elections happen, all of this stuff happens. Lead cost goes up, show rate goes down, people are just not interested in buying, budgets are tight during March, for example, tax season, whatever it is. But if you keep your front end friction free, you will not have these problems. So after I was able to help Bala and fix all of these problems, it took about 3 months for him to come back to break even on the front end, after which he was able to make money on his L2 and L3 sides. All right. How do you set up a product portfolio like that? How do you maximize your profit, etc. will be the topic of my next video, and I look forward to seeing you. In the meantime, I would love it if you could subscribe to this channel, check out some of my other videos, and if you like it, I'm a sales strategist, whether it's digital, handshake, whatever it is, and if you like it, then definitely make a comment on some of the videos. I love to read the comments and I'll respond to you personally. Look forward to seeing you on the other side. Bye-bye.